Definitely, we're seeing quite mixed signals from our Western allies and what our president says, especially when today he asked to share with this concrete intelligence data that the United States are relying on. So people actually, I don't observe any sort of extremely panic sentiment in Kyiv, especially. So shops are working normally. And yes, definitely some people are cautious and concerned, especially those who don't understand all this nitty-gritty of diplomatic channel diplomacy. But on general level, it is more or less fine. However, all this drastic evacuation of part of the embassy staff of number of member states of EU and some other countries, so definitely makes us a bit nervous.
Yeah, I was going to say that precisely. Is that causing concern? A number of countries have urged their nationals to get out, especially Britain, the Netherlands, Germany, I think, to the United States, and embassy staff being withdrawn. So that is bound to heighten tension, is it not?
Yes, I think this particular development causing more tensions among Ukrainians than the actual data and reports and the rational thinking about the possible Russian invasion into Ukraine. Because speaking from terms of negotiating, I don't see any rationale for Russia to resort to full-scale invasion, because Russia have so many leverages to play with Ukraine's fragility, more sophisticated than to resort to this very drastic way of behavior and to provoke a big condemnation and isolation from Western countries.
So you talk about Russia having leverage potentially. Of course, the Americans came out just, 24 hours ago and said they believed an invasion was imminent. It has to be said that's not that's being disputed by the French, and even Russia, following these talks today, seems to be putting things on hold. Are you encouraged by that, perhaps?
Not actually. I just can spot some sort of differences in perception of this Russian threat and signals coming from some European countries and also from Turkey, because they also referred to some intelligence data from Belarus and Russia talking about that there is no actually signs of possible invasion. So we definitely a bit confused with all these mixed signals, but definitely doesn't mean that we are completely relaxed. We are getting prepared to all possible scenarios. However, speaking about possible missile attack on Kyiv, I don't see any rational what goal Putin will achieve with that. He will only get more anger, opposition, and resilience from Ukrainians towards Russia. So this would make the whole geopolitical concept of getting Ukrainians back into Russian arms completely impossible.
What do you think are the next steps in these efforts towards diplomacy, and what would you like to see happen?
Well, my personal perception is that Russia successfully linked the dynamic in Normandy format and actually the whole Russian-Ukraine conflict to the ongoing negotiations with the United States and NATO on possible security arrangements in Europe. And I think that this dynamic will definitely impact everything around conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Yet the United States last night said the West was more strengthened than ever and NATO was strong.
Yes, actually, I should say that we see more coherence and coordinated response from Western countries to Russia's actions. And particularly, I do welcome the response from the EU High Representative on Foreign Policy, Mr. Borrell, apart from the single voice of each member state that Russia intended to get. So definitely in Ukraine, we hope that this solidarity will prevail, and this channel diplomacy that a lot of European leaders and UK leader and also American partners are doing at the moment, they will bear fruits in the immediate future.
And Russia has in its sights, we understand, to destabilise Ukraine. Could that happen?
Yes, Russia actually intends to get control over Ukraine for the long-term perspective, not just immediate effect. Therefore, they will be playing with all tools possible, also with infiltration of some pro-Russian forces and those who are close to decision makers in Ukraine, obviously supporting some pro-Russian parties, doing some cyber attacks and all these stuff, also energy tools. So as I said, they have plenty of different instruments to play with, and it is up to Ukraine and to our Western partners to be prepared to every possible scenario and to offset these risks before actually a disaster happens.
Just in one quick sentence, is Russia then playing the long game and no invasion, in your view, is potentially imminent?
I think they are losing patience right now. There are signs of that, but they won't win with a short, brief attack. They would win more with a long-term, sophisticated intellectual campaign.
All right, we were almost the line was almost about to break up then, but we heard you loud and clear. Thanks very much indeed for your time on Sky News tonight. Good to see you.
Thank you.